Hi, I'm Ian Caso, publisher of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and this is Winning-stl, a video series about how St. Louis can best compete and win in the battle for talent, jobs, growth, and equity. Winning-stl is sponsored by the Hartford Small Business Insurance, and we're at the train shed at St. Louis's Union Station in the midst of the St. Louis Aquarium, the Wheel, and more. Today, I'm speaking with Chris Zimmerman, President and CEO of Business Operations for the St. Louis Blues. Chris, thank you so much for coming. An absolute pleasure to have you. So, of course, you got me thinking of the parade in 2019. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like it. And one of my favorite, if not my favorite, St. Louis experience in the 20 years I've lived here. Just fantastic. And what stood out to me was watching the players. They'd jump off the floats and they'd run into the crowd. I'd lived some time ago in Chicago, and I was lucky enough to be there when the Bulls were great and Michael Jordan was playing. And when they were winning NBA championships, I mean, obviously they're international, global icons. And, you know, Michael Jordan has a different type of celebrity than really about anybody in sports. But they weren't really approachable. They're not jumping off the bus and running through Grant Park high-fiving people, maybe because they can't. But what really stood out to me was these Blues players. I mean, they're hockey players. They're going to do it. That's who they are. They're jumping off the floats. They're having a beer with the fans. They're stopping for photos. I mean, it was so authentic. That's what I took from it.
Yeah, I think we're really lucky. The character of our players is, I think it's really exceptional. And I think, you know, one of the things that's happened here in the 55 years is our alumni, our past Blues players, tend to stay here and raise their families at a higher rate than most places. And what that means is the Keith Tkachuks, the Al McInneses, Jeff Brown, you know, on and on. So many past Blues, Bernie Federico, obviously, Bobby Plager, they stay.
Yep.
They make St. Louis their home. And not only do they make St. Louis their home, but that means they're in the community. They're at their kids' school meetings. They're coaching local kids. And I think all of those things are also part of what you felt at that parade, that our players and our alumni, they really do become part of the community. And there's an authenticity and I think a sense of heart and caring about the place they're living. There's no debate about that thought that St. Louis is a great family city, that's an orientation of St. Louis. And I think so much of what's happened with Blues alumni and the raising of families here, and many of which having sons that have gone on to play in the NHL, right, or others that they've coached, that all of that creates, I think, a bond with the community that is both real and deeper than you will see with most professional sports teams.
I think you could tell from the ex-players when the Blues finally won it, it was as if they won it. I mean, and I think they did in a manner of speaking. They felt that. I mean, you could tell. You can't fake that.
The alumni group has helped keep a connection back to the current players, back to our organization. They also do significant work with a number of different groups in their own charitable work. Mm-hmm. And so this is home for them. So many of them, with maybe Bobby Plager being right at the top of that list.
Yes.
From the day I got here, people talked about the day that the Blues win the Cup, that will be a celebration like no other seen before.
They were right.
And they were right.
Yeah.
And for me and my family, that whole experience and being able to share it, obviously with the community, but also as a family, will be something that we cherish forever.